Tim,
So I know really gets her going though, so I know how to get her really fired up.
Explain being banned from the ringside.
When Lori
Yeah, he is no longer allowed in Lori's corner because Adam, while he's happy to be in there fighting himself,
his wife.
He absolutely loses it as a corner person when his wife is fighting. He is best at a distance.
Yeah, I'm not very good at cornering because it just, I don't it don't work out real well.
Yeah.
We can't even train together too much anymore. It just gets to, I don't know, it just won't work.
There's a lot of intensity.
But it is very good. It's I don't know how to explain it, but it's very good when you get in there with your wife and sparred out. It takes all the problems out of marriage. Get in there. How many times like he was laughing while
Adam's gonna write a book.
Yeah, I got Superman punching my wife.
Explain it, you get to hit each other.
Yeah, he's Superman punched her a couple times. I was just laughing.
And I was just laughing about it, it would just make for an interesting, marriage. That's what we do for fun. I'm like, oh, we beat shit out of each other.
I can't do that with Rob.
No.
I'm twice the size.
How do the rest of you guys think about, how do you guys feel about women fighters, female fighters out there?
I believe that they're more just as qualified as men, Look at
Do you treat them any different?
I don't treat them no different.
They're treated
in our gym, they don't get really treated any different. I mean, we do make sure that they don't spar or train with people way over their weight. Whereas sometimes guys, like Adam has an extensive wrestling background, so sometimes he'll train with people quite a bit heavier than him. I don't usually do that with a female because I'm worried about her taking an injury. There's a big strength difference between men and women, even at the same weight. But as far as the ability to train and have the skills, no, they're very qualified. Very qualified.
And I know these two, they're not going to say anything because Lori's probably listening. Lori's here all the time. They're smarter than that. These Walsh brothers are not.
Yeah, she actually, she's scheduled to fight in Tim Pickus' show at Harris Casino down in Metropolis, Illinois this weekend. She had one opponent drop out, and actually they've got like an APB out for this other girl trying to find her. That's another opponent we had wanted for Lori. So it's entirely possible she may make weight and then not get a fight, in which case I'm putting her back in Adam's room.
Yeah,
and Adam's got another fight.
Stay away from her.
He's defending the title. Non-sanctioned match.
She's not told me she'll take it away from me anytime. I'm like, I don't even got it.
Tell her she's got to make weight first.
Yeah. I'm a little better at cutting weight than her. I can handle it about the same, though, but it's hard, We fought on the same show once, and I couldn't take it. It's just too much.
It's complicated,
Because I don't care what happens to me, but when she
saves a trainer, a marriage counselor.
I wear many hats.
So I'm often calling him, telling hey man, you gotta tell her to eat this, you gotta tell her to drink this, And then I'll have him, I'll be like, text her, don't tell him I told you.
It's pretty funny. They both tell on each other too. It's pretty funny. She'll come and say, "Adam ate way too much food last night."
So James,
and he'll say, "Oh yeah, well Lori ate cheese fries."
James, you haven't said much yet, man. What's going on with you? How you like that belt?
It's pretty heavy, actually.
That weighs about half as much as
You can give it back if you want to.
We have a lot of pictures of you with that belt.
Well, you earned it, man, and that's good. I hope they were good-looking belts for you guys. I was hoping that you were good. That's important to me that the fighters get taken care of. We do the best we can for you guys, but you guys get in there, sweat hard, and earn them. So, good.
Congratulations on your big victory. Let me fight your show and stuff like that.
Anytime.
I'll fight. I'm so proud.
We'll talk afterwards when Steve's not around.
We got a room full of great fighters in here, so we're really lucky to have everybody in here. Really appreciate everybody coming over today. To end up the show today.
Oh, wait, we got to appreciate one more, the camera person.
Yeah.
We're not ending the show. We got a whole segment to end the show.
How about you?
I know.
Okay, sorry. I agree with you. Sorry, Gina.
No problem.
Just full of appreciation.
That's right.
We're going to talk about the UFC that took place Saturday night. I think most of the people, a lot of the people at least in the room here, got to watch that UFC. No championship belt matches in that fight, but great night. I think. Does anybody disagree with that? Does anybody think that sucked?
No.
Those were some good fights, and I guess we'll start off. We'll go on the main card here. We might pull off one off the preliminary because I think two of the there were so many one-round knockouts.
A lot of fights, which was I think also nice. Now that
there's a lot of
one-round.
That's very long.
Well, true, but I mean now that pay-per-view is so expensive, it's nice to see a few extra ones get filled in. They used to, somebody got knocked out, they still didn't put anybody else in.
Right.
Yeah.
Now instead of 3 hours, you're paying for 4 hours and only have to see an hour of random 80s music playing at the end of it.
That's well said.
And it is sitting there for the last hour.
When I ordered the affliction fights, I still got that. So
Still got the hour of
yeah, I still had an hour of that.
I just like to listen to Joe Rogan talk.
The first fight of the night, we had Gray Maynard versus Jim Miller, and Jim Miller was pretty outclassed in that fight.
Greg was like a different fighter. Boxing.
Greg came in hungry.
Yeah,
He wasn't even worried about wrestling, he was all boxing.
in fact, he introduced his boxing coach after the fight and said, "You talk. Tell him what I did." So that was pretty cool. Gave him all the props on that one. But Maynard looks tough. Maynard remains undefeated. Jim Miller went into this fight undefeated, but is now got one loss.
No contest,
Yeah.
Yeah, he got no contest.
When he knocked himself out.
Oh, my apologies. Okay.
Well, it was a no contest. Yeah, he
So
doesn't
he's
count as
still
a
undefeated. I thought they said it was
Yeah,
only,
the kid
only
tapped
two
out at the
undefeated
same
guys
time he
fighting.
got knocked
Yeah,
out.
he was
So
knocked out, and then Emerson was stabbing on his back. But then everyone Greg
Remember
Maynard
that
over,
part?
and Greg Maynard was just...
that was
Oh, that's when he.
That was
Oh,
just
that was Gray
bizarre.
Maynard. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Weird circumstances.
He went down hard.
It's like
and he
having a heart attack while you get hit by a car.
That's the one thing about having so many UFCs now. You know, like every week or every other week, it's like you can't remember that one great match anymore because there's a lot of really great matches. The next fight, before this fight, it was between Matt Hamill and Mark Munez. It was awesome. And before the fight, Jay, was I saying I'm going to take a nap now because man, Hamill in his last couple of fights has been a real storm.
I agree.
And man, it was almost as fun to watch him after his fight as during his fight, though. He was so pumped up. Matt Hamill's back.
When did he ever throw a head kick? I don't think I've ever seen him throw a head kick. He just straight co-copped it. He dropped his leg. No,
He's adding to his arsenal.
I've never seen him throw a kick.
Yeah. Oh, and he was exciting, man.
Well, and in that fight, he never even came up at all, and then all of a sudden that kick just came flying out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think, Munez is a great fighter, but he's kind of like a year behind where Hamill was coming from that wrestling background and getting the whole package together. And I think he's just had a little more opportunity to train with other people.
Takes time in this.
Now I'm excited to see
Yeah,
the next
It's
fight.
not like
Hope
a
he doesn't let me
single
down.
combative
Go back to
sport.
the
These
old
guys
days.
are mixing everything together, and it takes time to learn it.
That was a fun fight, man. What a knockout. Okay, next we had a welterweight bout. Let's talk about referees who had to apologize for themselves, and they did. I don't know if you guys saw it in the news today,
Yeah,
but
Eve's
apologized, made a mistake, and plans to learn from it. That's all you can do. Referees, as tough as, in my opinion, has got as tough as job as the fighters doing there. So.
Say that again. What happened?
Jumped in the middle and then let it
This
keep
was
going.
the fight between
Oh, that was
Christel
terrible. Right.
and
Okay.
Matt Brown. And
He
Matt
couldn't make up
Brown,
his mind to stop it or not.
well, Matt Brown immediately knocked him out, but Pete got right back up, and at that point he had stopped the fight. He saw Pete get back up, and he's like, "Oh, okay, start the fight again." But the fight had ended. He ended that fight twice, and then he admitted he let Pete take too much damage. First, he stopped the fight too soon. He said.
He probably would have been okay if
Then he let him
stopped
come
it,
back.
'cause He was out.
Yeah.
Another mistake, and then he let it go too long. So he's like, "I screwed up that whole fight," and that's,
Yeah,
but
Matt
Matt
Brown
Brown
Please don't fire him.
Mom.
Yeah.
He needs to look at the
That's
refs
okay.
afterwards and just basically what the fuck.
You know what? They can make a mistake.
Can you blame him?
No,
They can make a mistake.
He even said that I didn't want to beat the guy anymore what he needed because he was done. But the refs told him to keep going.
Yeah, he's a quality referee. I'm sure he's actually would tell you he's made a mistake once or twice before.
What do you guys think about Matt Brown at the welterweight? Do you think he's got a shot?
Hey,
for
being
the
a
night?
referee
I
is
think
a
he's a lot
thankless
better.
job because if you don't make any mistakes, you still piss somebody off
Right.
every fight.
I pissed a lot of people off. I'll say that.
But you won't make the mistake.
I did mistake. I said I pissed off a lot of people. But I always said the same thing. Call me a week from now. Call me 2 weeks from now after you watch the video and tell me if I made a mistake. And they very seldom. I've never been called back. I always say that.
He just saves the never made a mistake from very slow. Never.
Well, I thought about it. Nobody's ever called me back.
Hey, Jay
But if you
D'Amato
disagree,
is the best ref I've ever seen. I've been around for a while, and honestly, even though he's on my team, I'd want him roughing my
And I was at
Because if
Belleville.
I lost, he would tell me I lost. He
Yeah.
wouldn't bullshit.
I was at Belleville last week and got to see Jay ref two. There was only 2 MMA matches, and he ref those. And you've always been good, but I thought you did the best job I've ever seen you do. It's
those
continue
were
to get
wild
better.
matches.
And they were wild matches, but talk about having. I mean, they were 2 intense matches where you had to make a decision, and whether they should go on at times or not. And it was always the right decision, and they both went the distance. So those were great. Again, I want to throw out. Where would you guys rank Matt Brown in the welterweights?
Well, that's a tough division.